Hey everyone, and welcome back to Teen Compass, where we help you navigate life with confidence.
Love that tagline.
Thanks! Today we're taking a deep dive into something super important.
Okay.
Especially as you're figuring out who you are, your friendships.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out how to tell if your friendships are actually helping you thrive or maybe holding you back.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Because honestly, friendships, they really do have this power to shape us.
Totally.
Especially during the teen years. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
They influence our values, our experiences,
Oh, yeah.
and even how we approach our faith.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in.
Okay.
We've all had those friends that just make us feel amazing, right?
Yes.
The ones who make us feel like we could take on the world.
Totally.
What makes those friendships so special?
I think a big part of it is that they genuinely celebrate your wins,
Uh-huh.
no matter how big or small.
Yeah.
Think about it. Whether you aced that tough math test, scored the winning goal in soccer, or finally finished that art project you've been working on forever, they're right there cheering you on.
Yes.
It's like they're your own personal hype squad.
It's like having your own cheering section.
Exactly.
And what I've noticed is that these kinds of friends are also super supportive when you're trying to grow and figure things out.
Oh, absolutely.
They encourage you to chase those dreams, even if it means stepping outside your comfort zone.
That's such a good point. And they don't just offer blind support.
Right.
These friends are also willing to tell you the truth, even when it's hard to hear.
Yeah.
They'll give you honest advice because they truly care about you.
Yeah.
And it's like they can see your potential even when you might doubt yourself.
That's so true. And it's like they offer this safe space where you can be your true self,
Yes.
flaws and all, without worrying about being judged.
Exactly. You don't have to pretend or put on a mask. They accept you for who you are, quirks and all.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty incredible feeling.
It really is.
Knowing you have people in your life who truly get you.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. Sometimes it's not so easy to tell
Right.
if a friendship is actually healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, how do we spot those red flags that
Yeah.
might indicate a friendship is doing more harm than good?
Yeah.
What are some signs we should be looking out for?
Well, I think one of the biggest warning signs is constant drama.
Okay.
If a friendship feels like a never-ending soap opera, it might be time to reevaluate things.
So if every time you hang out, it's all gossip, backstabbing, or
Yeah.
arguments,
Yeah.
that's a sign that something might be off.
Yes,
Right.
because that kind of drama can be incredibly draining.
Yeah.
And honestly, life is already complicated enough, right?
Oh,
Another major red flag is if you constantly feel put down or criticized by a friend.
for sure.
True friends build each other up,
Right.
but some friends unfortunately do the opposite. They
Yeah.
might make fun of you, point out your flaws all the time,
Yeah.
or just make you feel bad about yourself.
Ouch. Yeah. That's rough. It's like they're chipping away at your self-esteem instead of helping you build it up.
And another thing to watch out for is pressure to do things that make you uncomfortable or go against your values.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
True friends respect your boundaries and encourage you to make choices that align with your faith and your conscience.
That makes total sense. And I've also noticed that one-sided friendships can be a real problem.
Oh, absolutely.
What are some signs of that, and why is it an issue?
So in a one-sided friendship, you're always the one giving and they're always taking.
Okay.
You might always be the one listening to their problems,
Right.
offering advice or doing them favors, but when you need support,
Yeah.
they're nowhere to be found.
It's true, and I can see how that would be super frustrating.
Exactly.
Healthy friendships are all about balance and mutual care.
Yes.
You both give and receive support, encouragement, and love.
Right.
And that's so important because friendship should energize you,
yes.
not leave you feeling drained and insecure.
You're exactly right. If you're constantly walking away from hangouts feeling worse about yourself than before,
Yeah.
it's definitely time to take a step back and figure out why. Sometimes you have to protect your peace,
Yeah.
even if it means distancing yourself from a friend who's bringing you down.
That's some great advice. Before we get too far, though, I think it's important to turn to the Bible
Yes.
for some guidance on this whole friendship thing.
Uh-huh.
It's full of wisdom about relationships and how they can impact our lives.
Right.
Are there any verses that come to mind when you think about choosing good friends?
Oh, there are so many. One that always stands out to me is Proverbs 13, verse 20.
Okay.
It says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm."
Now.
Basically, it's saying that the people we surround ourselves with have a huge influence on our choices and ultimately our future.
Yeah.
Good friends can help us stay on the right path and draw us closer to God.
That's a powerful reminder.
It is.
Our friendships can either bring us closer to God or pull us further away.
Right.
Are there any other verses that speak to the importance of having good friends?
Well, Ecclesiastes 4, verses 9 to 10 paints a beautiful picture of supportive friends. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up.
That's so good.
True friends are there to pick us up when we stumble,
Yeah.
offer encouragement when we're feeling discouraged,
Right.
and celebrate with us when we succeed.
Well, it's like having a teammate in life.
It is.
Someone who has your back no matter what.
Exactly.
But I think it's time for all of us listening to do a little self-reflection.
That's right. We're challenging you to take a good, honest look at your relationships and ask yourself some tough questions.
Are you guys ready for this?
First, think about whether your friends encourage you to be your best self.
Okay.
Do they inspire you to grow in your faith, make good choices, and chase those dreams?
Next, do you feel safe and valued in your friendships? Can you be your true, authentic self without fear of judgment?
Yes. And do you and your friends bring out the best in each other?
That's good.
Do your friendships lift you up or drag you down?
And maybe most importantly, do your friendships draw you closer to God?
That's a good one.
And lastly, just notice how you feel after spending time with your friends.
Yeah.
Do you feel energized and happy or drained and insecure?
Those are good ones to think about.
These are some seriously important questions to ponder.
Right.
But what if you realize that a friendship might actually be hurting you more than helping you? What should you do in that situation? It's got to be tough.
It can be a really difficult situation.
Yeah.
But you're definitely not alone.
Okay.
Lots of people face this challenge at some point in their lives.
Yeah.
The first step is to pray about it.
Yes. Ask God for wisdom and guidance as you try to figure out how to handle this. He knows your heart, and he wants what's best for you.
The next step is to set clear boundaries with your friend. Let them know what behavior is unacceptable and what the consequences will be if those boundaries are crossed.
I think it's super important to be firm but kind.
Yes.
Remember, the goal isn't to punish your friend,
Right.
but to protect yourself and create a healthier dynamic in the friendship.
Exactly. And sometimes a friend might not even realize how their actions are affecting you.
That's true.
They just need a gentle nudge in the right direction.
Yeah.
So consider having an open and honest conversation with your friend
Okay.
about how their actions are making you feel.
But it's important to remember that you can't change anyone, right?
Exactly. You can only control your own actions and reactions.
Yeah.
If you've tried talking to your friend, setting boundaries, and praying about the situation,
Right.
but things haven't improved, it might be time to step back a little.
I can imagine how hard that would be.
It is, but sometimes it's necessary for your own well-being.
Okay.
Remember, you deserve to be in relationships that are life-giving, not life-draining.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
And walking away from a friendship doesn't mean you have to be enemies.
No.
You can still be kind and respectful, even if you choose to create some distance.
You're absolutely right. Now I think it's time for us to shift gears a little and talk about how to build strong, meaningful friendships.
Okay.
It's not always easy, but it's definitely worth the effort.
What would you say is the first step?
Well, I think it all starts with being a good friend yourself.
Oh, for sure. What are some things you've seen that make people really great friends?
Being kind, compassionate, and empathetic are such important qualities.
Okay.
Showing your friends that you truly care about them
Yeah.
by listening attentively, offering support, and celebrating their victories can make a world of difference.
And don't forget about making time for your friendships. Relationships grow when you spend time together.
Absolutely.
Share experiences.
Yes.
And create memories.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could be as simple as grabbing coffee, going for a walk, or just hanging out at each other's houses.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're present and engaged when you're with your friends. Put those phones down.
Right. And communication is key. Be open and honest with your friends about your thoughts and feelings, and encourage them to do the same.
That's right. Be vulnerable. Share your joys and your struggles, your dreams and your fears.
Yeah.
Vulnerability can be scary,
Oh, it can be.
but it builds trust and deepens connections.
It shows them that you trust them enough to let them see the real you.
Right. Of course, you want to be mindful of what you share and with whom,
Yeah.
but vulnerability can be a powerful tool for creating deeper connections and friendships.
That makes sense. It's all about finding that balance.
It is. And speaking of balance, another thing I think is important is to be authentic.
Yes.
Just be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not, just to fit in or impress others.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes, that is so important. I know so many people who struggle with that,
It's so common.
feeling like they have to pretend to be someone they're not.
But you know what? People can spot a fake a mile away. They're drawn to genuineness and authenticity.
It's like when you're comfortable in your own skin, it makes others feel more comfortable around you, too.
Exactly. And the best part is that true friends will love you for who you are.
Yes.
Not who you pretend to be.
1,000 times. Yes. Don't be afraid to let your quirks shine. Okay. This is making me think about another tip. Don't be afraid to be silly.
I agree.
Sometimes we take life way too seriously.
Life is too short to be serious all the time. Laughter is like glue for friendships. It creates memories and helps you bond.
It's like those inside jokes that no one else gets.
Exactly.
They make the friendship even more special.
So loosen up, have fun, and don't be afraid to be a little goofy with your friends. Now let's get a little more serious for a second and talk about the importance of support.
Okay. Yeah, that's huge.
It really is. Being there for your friends when they're going through tough times is one of the most important things you can do.
All right.
Offer a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, or even practical help if needed.
For sure.
Celebrate their successes.
Yeah.
And offer encouragement when they're facing challenges.
Right.
True friends stick by you through thick and thin.
It's like being each other's cheerleaders.
It is. And remember, it's a two-way street.
That's true.
Be willing to both give and receive support.
Sometimes we need to be the strong one for our friends.
Yeah.
And other times we need to lean on them.
I love how you put that. It's all about finding that balance and knowing that you can count on each other.
Now, I think this next one is super important. It can be a little tricky, but it's so crucial.
Okay.
Forgiveness.
You're so right. No friendship is perfect, right? There will be times when you disagree.
Yeah, yes. It's bound to happen at some point.
It is. But the key is to be able to forgive each other and move forward.
Right.
Holding on to anger and resentment will only damage the friendship.
That's such good advice. Forgiveness can be so hard sometimes.
It can.
But it's so freeing.
It really is. Choose to extend grace and offer forgiveness freely, just like God has forgiven us.
Yeah.
Remember, we all mess up sometimes.
Speaking of messing up, I think it's important to remember that building strong friendships takes time and effort.
Yes. It's not something that happens overnight.
Right.
It requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to invest in the relationship.
It's like tending a garden. You have to water it, weed it,
Yes.
and give it lots of sunshine to help it grow strong.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
But you know what? The rewards of a strong, healthy friendship are absolutely immeasurable.
So true.
Yeah.
True friends are a gift from God.
Yes, they are.
They enrich our lives, provide support,
Uh-huh.
and help us grow in our faith.
They really are. So cherish your friendships.
Yes.
And be intentional about cultivating them.
So we've talked about all these amazing things that come with building strong friendships.
Right?
But what about when things aren't so great? What if you've tried everything and a friendship just isn't working out?
That's a tough situation to be in. It can be really painful to realize that a friendship isn't healthy anymore.
Yeah.
Or that it's not serving you well. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Sometimes, despite our best efforts,
Right.
friendships just don't work out. It happens.
So what do you do when that happens?
It's important to remember that it's okay to walk away from a relationship that's causing you harm.
Okay.
Your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being are paramount.
I think it's easy to feel guilty about walking away from a friendship,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's really the healthiest thing to do.
It is. You can still wish the person well and pray for them,
Right.
but you don't have to subject yourself to their negativity or toxicity.
That's so true.
Remember, God has a plan for your life,
Yeah.
and he will bring the right people into your life at the right time, so trust his timing and his provision.
That's such a good reminder. We're not meant to do life alone.
We're not. And speaking of not doing life alone, I know all of this can be tough to process.
This is heavy stuff.
It is. So I want to encourage you to reach out to a trusted adult if you're struggling in a friendship.
Okay.
Talk to your parents, a youth pastor,
Yeah.
a teacher,
Uh-huh.
or a counselor.
Yes. There are people who care about you and want to help you figure things out.
They can offer support, guidance, and a listening ear. Remember, you're not alone.
And most importantly, God is always with you.
He's the ultimate friend who will never leave you or forsake you, so turn to him for comfort, strength, and guidance.
That's such a comforting thought.
It really is. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have. It's been super insightful.
I hope you've gained some valuable insights into the power of friendship.
So now what?
Well, our deep dive isn't over yet.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, yeah. Make sure to tune in next time for the final part of this episode, where we'll be exploring how friendships can actually help us grow in our faith and become more like Christ.
Ooh, I can't wait.
See you then.
Sounds good. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Teen Compass for more empowering content.
Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.